What up, YouTube? So this is for hashtag my first adjustment. I suffered from migraines for a really long time. When I was a child, I kind of smashed my face right there. I don't know if you can see I got a dimple anyway. Um, I was kind of a young kid, maybe 4 or 5. Hit my head on a wheelbarrow full of gravel from what I remember. But I had really bad, severe migraines, vomiting, the whole 9 yards. Ever since then, my mom, was like any mom, took me to all the doctors, had all the tests, neurological tests, different diets, different. I remember one summer I was on a diet with no tomato sauce and no chocolate and no caffeine and no sunlight. And it was pretty miserable because basically meant no pizza, no soda, and no swimming, no out in the sun all summer long. I think I made it a month before we all agreed that the diet and everything was nonsense. I was still getting headaches, so I went ahead and enjoyed the rest of my summer. But it wasn't until I was probably 20 years old, maybe somewhere around there, that I was lucky enough to run into, well, you may know Craig Burns, some of you, but not him. But I was at a encounter. I was about to have a headache, and you get an aura, you get a sensation that this migraine is getting ready to grab a hold of your head, and you're about to become sensitive to light and sound and motion and movement. Everything's about to make you miserable. So I knew I had 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so to get home. So I wanted to get out of there and get home. And they're like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Oh, I've got a headache coming on. I gotta go." But there was not Craig, but somebody else that was there. Was a student of chiropractic, and his father was a chiropractor. And he was explaining to me what chiropractic was. I never heard the word chiropractic. Didn't know what he was talking about. And how a bone out of position in my neck could be somehow influencing my nervous system and causing the migraine. I was not interested in hearing really what he had to say. I was more interested in getting home and getting to a quiet, dark room and writing it out like I had grown accustomed to doing most of my life. And there was a doctor there. They convinced me to come inside and get adjusted. I thought it was just the fastest way to get out of there. And they went through an analysis. I didn't pay much attention to it. I don't really remember it. But what I do remember is laying face up on the table and getting a supine cervical adjustment of my atlas, being told that my world was getting ready to be rocked, and then my world proceeded to be rocked. The relaxation that washed over me it started at the top of my head and washed over my body, and the aura and the sensation of the headache melted away. Nothing had ever done that. No breathing technique, no medicine, nothing. Nothing had ever actually relieved me from the migraine once I had gotten to that point. And it changed my life. So that's the story of my first adjustment, and hashtag my first adjustment.